The Minnesota legislative session only has a week left before it concludes, and what a week it's going to be. Lots of different bills are going to finally get pushed through committee. The governor is going to have his hand busy signing them. But the most critical part of a budget in an odd year like 2013 in the state of Minnesota is the budget itself and the tax bills that go along with that budget. And here in the state of Minnesota, the House, Senate, and governor all introduced and passed their own tax and budget bills, and they've been in committee trying to work them out. And there's only one thing for sure we can know about what's going to happen in committee with these tax bills in the state of Minnesota between the House and Senate. Your taxes are going to go up. There's no way around it. In fact, it's virtually the only consistency in all three budgets is that everyone will be affected by taxes or fees or surcharges or whatever you want to call it in one capacity or another. And that seems to be the standard bearer's rule in the modern DFL party here in the state of Minnesota. Don't look at ways to reduce the amount of spending. Instead, justify the increase in spending you want for your programs, even to the point of social engineering. I'll give you an example. The Minnesota House wants to increase taxes by about $2.6 billion in the next biennium over the current budget. The Senate, not quite as audacious with a $1.8 billion increase, and really Governor Dayton somewhere in between, probably a little higher towards the House version end. Everybody, the governor, the House, the Senate, is going to increase taxes on the quote-unquote wealthiest Minnesotans. But it depends on your version of wealthy. Governor Dayton says wealthy is $250,000 and above. The House says $400,000 and above. And the Senate says, well, anybody that's kind of above that $81,000 mark really is wealthy, and we should look at increasing taxes on them. And the House bill, and this might not make it to the final bill, but in the House bill, they actually want to conform the state's income tax laws to the federal income tax laws. What this would mean is that people in the state of Minnesota that are single, that make more than $21,650 a year, would actually go up a tax bracket than they currently pay now. For a political party that ran all election on being the party of the middle class and being ones that only raise taxes on the wealthy, since when did $21,000 a year become wealthy? It's not. Not only that, the House and Senate also want to create more taxes on cigarettes, something traditionally the poorest in our society are the smokers. Not too many millionaires you see out there. It's mainly your hardworking construction workers, your people working in the part-time food service industry and jobs like that that have a tendency to be smokers. People that have a tendency to make less than $50,000 a year. How is that either 94 cents to $1.60 a pack increase not a tax on them? The House also wants to increase a tax on booze. There's a whole bunch of other fees too. A fee on prepaid wireless cell phones, traditionally something poorer people use. That's in the House bill. A fee on water usage in the environmental and agricultural bill. That's going to affect anybody that uses water. Do you use water? An additional fee on driver's licenses that's been tucked into the Omnibus House and Transportation bill. There's even another bill that would charge a surcharge on any hospital that raises over $100 million a year. That's also tucked into the House Omnibus tax bill. And there are a myriad of other fees and taxes like this. This is my point. We have one party rule right now in the state of Minnesota. This is only going to be one party that you can blame for whatever the budget is, for better or worse. But it's painfully obvious that our DFL party in the state of Minnesota is in control, has decided that it's more important to raise taxes on everyone than to cut any kind of a service, no matter who they are, no matter what the campaign promises are. I suppose that's why they want to raise the minimum wage. Because after all, you're going to have to make more money to pay the taxes they want.